Back in December of 2003, the Offspring would be releasing their seventh studio album named Splinter. But going back to April of the same year, the band was getting ready to announce the name of the album, and as an April Fool's joke, they got on the nerves of Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose. So much so, it reportedly resulted in the threat of legal action from Guns N' Roses camp. Let's explore what happened in today's video. Guns N' Roses' classic 90s lineup would slowly fall apart by the mid-90s. While there was no big explosion or nasty breakup, members one by one seemed to leave the group. Axl Rose would carry on with the Guns N' Roses name while working on a new album. Years would pass since Guns N' Roses' last studio effort in the early 90s, and by 1998 it appeared that Rose had assembled a new lineup of the band. The following year, he would reveal the name of the band's upcoming album, Chinese Democracy, during an interview with MTV's Kurt Loder, where he said the following: "There's a lot of Chinese democracy movements, and it's something that there's a lot of talk about, and it's something that will be nice to see. It could also be like an ironic statement. I don't know, I just like the sound of it." Years would go by, and while Rose and his new lineup of Guns N' Roses would play some live shows and tour, the album would be a no-show. By 2003, the Offspring decided to have some fun with the whole situation when it came time to name their seventh studio record. Frontman Dexter Holland would tell Spinner what happened, saying, "When the record's coming together, you try to seriously think of a title for 10 minutes, and then everyone in the band jokes around for the next 2 hours with ideas like Offspring, Bloody Offspring. One day somebody suggested Chinese Democracy, and we couldn't stop laughing about it." The frontman would issue a statement to commemorate the Offspring's seventh album on April 1st, saying, "You snooze, you lose. Axl ripped off my braids, so I ripped off his album title." Some news stories claim that the Offspring's seventh album would be simply titled Chinese Democracy, while other stories claimed they would be titled Chinese Democracy and in parentheses, "You snooze, you lose." So was the whole stunt legal, you may be asking? Well, Rolling Stone magazine would cite Greg Victoroff, who was a copyright lawyer, who stated at the time, "Trademark law does not come into existence unless the title is used in interstate commerce," adding that copyright law does not extend to titles, saying right now they're just two ordinary words. Under that analysis, it would seem that Guns N' Roses have no right to the title, and the Offspring are free to use it in any purpose they'd wish. The lawyer would go on to tell the magazine that while Guns N' Roses had referred to the name Chinese Democracy in press releases and as part of their 2002 failed tour, the album never had an official release date. Even then, Victoroff would tell Rolling Stone that both albums could share the same name as long as the name of each band was clearly labeled on the record so it wouldn't confuse consumers. In fact, it's pretty common to see albums and songs share the same name. It was reported at the time that Guns N' Roses' legal team had sent the Offspring a cease and desist letter, but this was something that was disputed by the Offspring's camp. Coincidentally enough, drummer Josh Freese, who would play with the Offspring in 2003, had originally worked with Axl Rose on some of the early Chinese Democracy material from 1998 to 2000. The Offspring would eventually change their minds and name their seventh album Splinter, with Holland issuing a statement at the time that read, "I don't think we ever seriously considered using that name, but we could have if we wanted to because you can't copyright or trademark an album title or its song title. Think of all the songs that are called I Love You Baby or Baby Baby." 3 years later, in 2006, Rose would appear on Eddie Trunk's late night talk show, where he was asked about the whole situation, and Rose would respond saying, "It doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm not saying they don't mean anything, it just doesn't matter, you know." Then more recently, a friend of Guns N' Roses back in the day and photographer Mark Cantor used to take fan questions on the MyGNR forums and was asked by a fan, when the Offspring announced they were going to name their new album Chinese Democracy in 2003, what was Axl's reaction? Did Duff, Izzy, or Steven ever comment about it? Were there any major freakouts by anyone? To which Cantor responded, "No one said anything about it. Axl's people shut that shit down. The last thing Axl needed was them effing with you while he was trying to get the record out. It's effed up when another band tries to steal something from you to get press. I remember back in 1994, Axl thought self-esteem was cool, he'd say." That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe. We'll see you again in Rock and Roll Stories.